Hello and welcome to Estimator Roof. As per the other video screens, we've shown that Estimator Roof works in metric. Well, it also works in Imperial, and every single screen will function equally well in Imperial. So here is one demonstration of using Imperial measurements. So if you wish to use Imperial, select this button here. From now on, all the measurements on every screen will be in Imperial. We'll just give you a quick demonstration of a detached roof. So that's a front-back roof with hipped ends using the rectangular roof screen. So we'll enter in the roof, just some arbitrary figures. 56 foot 6 inches. We've got 33 feet 10 inches. So that's the length of the building, that's the span. Now this is the front face. The front face run is 17 feet 8.5 inches, 8.5 inches. Now the way you enter the measurements, if you want feet, you have a single quote before, after them, and then for your inches you do a hyphen, then you do your whole number of inches, a space, and then if you have fractional inches you represent the fractional inches, and then you put the inch symbol, which is the double quote. So here we have 17 feet 8.5 inches. Okay, the rear face run is the same as that, so that's 17 feet 8.5 inches. We're going to make it an asymmetric roof, so the left face run is going to be 8 feet 6 3/4 inches, and the right face rafter run is going to be 22 feet 10.5 inches. Select your gauge. Okay, for this we're going to have 5.5 inches, and your rafter centres we're going to have at 18 inches. To check these calculations are correct, if you click the small image button, it will then show you the profile of the roof, so you can see what you've created. So here we've got the front face, rear face, left face, right face, and these obviously correspond to the front run, which is here. There's the rear face run, left face run, right face run. From this it's calculated the ridge length. It's given some extra metrics down here which the program uses itself for its own internal calculations. You can't change these. So for instance we've got inset A here, tells you that inset distance there, same as B, and run A and run B distance there. Okay, now it's simply a case of selecting the parts. Now we've already got some parts set up, but you can put your own parts in, it's not a problem. Just for the purposes of the demonstration we're just going to randomly select anything. Okay, here you can decide if you want to omit any faces from the estimate. So for instance, if you don't want the right face done because you're not going to do the right face, that's fine. If it's going to be a strip as well as a fit, so this is strip and fit, this will add extra labour to cater for stripping the roof. You can say whether you want top ridge tiles, whether you want bonnets on hips. If you want bonnets on hips, then it ensures you have the same number of Batten rows all the way around the roof, so all the bonnets line up. You can say whether you don't actually want a particular hip calculated for. You can say whether you do or don't want horizontal or vertical battens. You can have overboards, tile on a halves, top tiles, eave tiles, and also if you want skips. If you want to add any extras, you can click this button here. It just allows you to put in either parts or labour that aren't included by Estimator Roof. So for instance, if you were doing things like guttering, you could put those in as well. We would like to do guttering in a later version of Estimator Roof, but it's not currently there. Okay, click estimate, wait a second, there's your results. So you've got all the parts, and you've got your labour down here, you've got the item name down here. So for instance here, labour for the roof hip tiles is to strip the roof, for the roof ridge tiles, for the battens, the felt. So you can apportion your labour amongst your work crew. You know how many days effort. These are days effort here, obviously the daily cost, and you can adjust this daily cost to whatever you want, subtotal. So here you've got the parts total, the labour total, subtotal, then we add the tax, the VAT. So at the moment this person is VAT registered and will pay VAT at 20%. Sorry, he's not VAT registered, so he's only got VAT on the parts, not on the labour, but you can change that, and you can change the percentage. So if VAT goes up or down, or whatever tax you pay in your country, you can change that, subtotal. We've now got a square foot rate. On the metric screen that would be a square metre rate, but on the Imperial that's a square foot rate of £6.9 per square foot. Obviously you'll be working in US dollars on your own computer. It detects the currency that's on your computer. So here we're showing pounds because this is in England and we're using pounds. If you run the program in America, it will come up with US dollars. You can add markups here, so if you wish to say inflate your parts by 10% and your labour by 15%, if you click recalculate down here, it shows you the extra profit you would achieve by bumping up your prices. There's user guides if you need them. You can print this off, so you can take this off to your retailer who gives you all the parts, and also Microsoft Excel. If you have Microsoft Office installed, if you click Excel, wait a second and it will fire up Excel and push all the details of that screen into Excel for you. So for here you've got the figures without markup. Here you have the figures with markup. You can see there's your grand total, and then you've got your breakdown of your parts and your labour. So you can take the parts off, give them to your supplier so you can give you the parts, and for the labour you can then calculate how many members you want on your team and exactly what they're going to do with their particular skill sets. EstimatorRoof doesn't use Excel to store any of its figures, so you can just come out of Excel when you're finished, but it allows you to play around with those figures if you need to. Okay, now all the other screens work in exactly the same way. We can save this one when we've finished. Okay, we've just saved it now. We'll just go back to the main screen and I'll just show you. If you go into something like your roof tiles editor, you can see these are all in Imperial measurements, and you can put your own roof tiles in there. You just put them on the blank row at the bottom, click save and just keep going. If you want to edit some of the other parts such as insulation, they're here, you've got the dimensions there, and you can just keep going on like that. If you need to bulk load up your parts, so for instance if you had thousands of a particular part, so 1,000 types of roof tile, rather than putting them in through this screen, we have a way that you could bulk load them in, so if you just contact us we'll let you know. Okay, here ends the demo in Imperial. It's probably useful if you look at all the other metric screens and just pretend you're looking at Imperial measurements, and they all work in exactly the same way. Thank you for your time.